Today we are going to take a look at the crazy story of John the Apostle, also known as the beloved disciple and one of the sons of thunder. This is truly an immersive story. All right, let's get into it.
The world had changed. Jerusalem was no longer the same city that had watched a man die on a cross. Something had happened, something impossible. The tomb had been found empty. Rumors had spread through every street and courtyard. Some whispered about it, others denied it, but there were witnesses, men and women who had seen the risen Christ with their own eyes. Among them was John. He had been there from the beginning, the youngest of the disciples, the one who stood near the cross when many others fled. He had watched the suffering. He had seen the empty tomb, and now he carried a story the world had never heard before. Jerusalem filled with people from every direction, merchants, travelers, pilgrims, soldiers. Crowds gathered in the open courtyards and narrow streets, and among them walked John. He was not a king, not a priest, not a philosopher, but he carried a testimony stronger than any empire. The message was simple. Life had defeated death. The one who had been crucified was alive again. The first believers gathered quietly inside homes and courtyards. Oil lamps flickered against stone walls as they listened. John spoke not with force, but with certainty. He described what he had seen: the wounded hands, the empty tomb, the living Christ. For many who listened, the message sounded impossible, but something about the witness of these disciples could not be ignored. People began to believe. Small gatherings grew larger. Neighbors invited neighbors. Families shared the story with friends. And slowly, quietly, the message began to spread. But Jerusalem was not a city that welcomed change easily. Roman soldiers watched the streets. Religious leaders guarded their authority. Any movement that stirred the crowds would soon draw attention. Tension filled the air. Still, the disciples continued. They taught in courtyards, they prayed in homes, they helped the sick and the poor, and wherever they went, they spoke about the risen Christ. John moved among the believers with steady calm. He helped guide the growing community, encouraging the weak, comforting the fearful, strengthening the faith of those who were new. But the message could not remain hidden inside Jerusalem forever. Travelers carried the story beyond the city walls. Trade routes stretched across deserts and mountains. Caravans moved from town to town, and with them, the news traveled farther. Eventually, the journey led John to one of the most important cities of the empire, Ephesus, a city of merchants, temples, and philosophers. Its harbor welcomed ships from across the world. Its streets were filled with traders, scholars, and worshippers of many gods. Here, the message of Christ would face a new challenge. But John did not arrive with armies. He arrived with the same witness he had carried since Jerusalem, the testimony of what he had seen, the story of the risen Christ. And in this great city, the message would begin to grow again, quietly, patiently, one believer at a time.